We can never forget. The fallen heroes must know that they did not die in vain, that people are still out here remembering all that happened, and will continue to demand justice.
We will continue.
So, I mean, like I said earlier, the governor himself set up a judicial panel. The panel came out with the findings, and the government made some recommendations. Still now, the government has not met those recommendations. You know, so it makes us begin to wonder, what side are you on? Are you on the side of the truth, or are you on the side that favors you? So if you say you set up a judicial panel yourself, until now you have not met those recommendations. Recommendations such as giving justice to every victim, compensating the family. You know, there's also one that says this place must be named a Lekki Memorial Plaza as against the toll gate. You understand? So a lot of these recommendations. So what we are simply saying is the government should show us that they are indeed for the people. We are not fighting the government. Yes. It's not a war. We are simply saying we want better. We deserve better, and we want you to fulfill your own promises.
Yes. You made this same demand last year. Yes. Till now, we're still here. We're making the demands again. Yes. Hope we're not going to be here next year making the same demand. Like I asked one of your other colleagues, Falls, what is going to be the other option if this chance does not give you the justice that you're clamoring for?
Well, we should throw this question to the government. You understand? For how long should we continue to do this? A government should be a government to serve the people, to protect the people, not a government that will say, oh, come today, go tomorrow. So we should be asking the government who will be here next year. We should be asking them, are you going to fulfill the promises? So the question, this is a call of action to the government, to the state government, to the federal government. Please do right by Nigerian youths.
That's what we want.
Last year, when you were embarking on this same procession, videos, pictures of you being manhandled by the security operatives, you know, were all over the internet, you know, went viral. Today, we've not seen anything like that. What does that say about the conduct of the personnel and the conduct of you, the protesters itself?
Our conduct has remained the same. We have been the most consistent. The Nigerian youths have been the most consistent over 2 years in this struggle. We have not fought anyone. We did not employ violence. The police did. The government did. They came with violence. We were not violent. Even through it all, the brutality, through the oppression that we face, we remain consistent. But of course, it won't be the same for them this year. They won't touch anybody. Why? It's election. So it's election season. They are looking for votes. That's to show you how deceitful government can be sometimes. So they need to realize that at the end of the day, this fight is for the Nigerian people. Everyone, we're all Nigerians. We're Nigerian first. Before becoming a police officer, you are first a Nigerian. Before becoming a governor, a president, you are first a Nigerian. So at the end of the day, if Nigeria is good for everyone, we will have a peaceful country. That's all we want.
But you leaders of the protesters here are equally promising today that your members are going to conduct themselves in a very orderly manner.
Like I said, we, the Nigerian youths, the protesters, the people have remained consistent. We have never been violent. We do not disrespect the police officers. We do not disrespect anyone. All we do is march. We just walk. You understand? So of course, even when they touch us, even when they beat us, we don't do anything. So trust me, our conduct remains the same. We are.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to our YouTube channel at Marvel Freedom TV, where we share with you latest news updates. Today, another day to remember the sad events that happened on October 20, 2022. May the soul of the SARS protesters that lost their lives rest in peace. SARS. States failed to compensate victims. Police warned protesters. 1 year after the National Economic Council, chaired by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, directed to states to pay compensation to the victim of police brutality in the country. Indication shows that many states have yet to comply with the directives. The Punch gathered that only Lagos, Osun, Ekiti, and the Federal Capital Territory have complied with the NEC resolution. This is happening as activists say they will hold rallies to commemorate the second anniversary of the Lekki toll gate and other parts of the country today, Thursday. Police in their reaction warned against violence during protest. The SARS position began as a peaceful protest by youth against the excess and brutality of the disbanded police anti-robbery squad. But the rallies took a violent turn after it was hijacked by thugs who attacked the protesters and police stations and also looted businesses on October 2022. About 51 civilians, 11 police officers, and 7 soldiers reportedly died in the unrest, while scores of protesters were detained. Coincidentally, the presidency and state government set up a judicial panel of iniquity and investigate cases of police brutality and extrajudicial killings, among others. Following the order, 28 states and Federal Capital Territory set up panel while Yobe, Borno, Jigawa, Kano, Kebbi, Sokoto, and Zamfara failed to do so. Over 2,500 petitions were submitted to the panels across the nation. However, 2 years after the lengthy protests, many states are yet to implement the panel recommendations, including compensation for victims of the police violence. In October 2021, the NEC, after a meeting, directed state government to pay compensation of the victims of police brutality across the country. Following this, the Lagos state government paid 420 million, while Osun State Governor Gboyega Oyetola presented the sum of 52.2 million to 13 victims in May. The National Human Rights Commission panel, also known as the Abuja panel, paid 439 million, and the Ekiti State Government disbursed 21.25 million. Once again, may the soul of those that lost their lives in the SARS protest rest in peace. Thank you, and stay updated. Goodbye.